Did you know agriculture is one of the top most hazardous industries in the country? Taking care of crops and animals is hard on farmers and their mental health. And joining us live to tell us more about farm stress is Dr. David Buys, a state health specialist with Mississippi State University Extension. Good afternoon, Dr. David.
Hello, thank you so much for having us on.
Thank you for joining us. So I just wanted to start off with, what are the primary concerns and issues that you believe are causing farmers to stress?
All right, so the uncertainty of the industry would be among the top causes. Just the fact that you never know when you go to bed from one night to the next morning how what weather's going to come in. The markets are out of the control of the producers. I heard our State Farm Bureau president, Mr. Mike McCormick, describe farmers as price takers. They don't get to set their prices. They do all the work, but they're dependent on the markets and factors outside of them for what they actually make for the work that they put in.
So are more times more stressful than others, such as the planting season is more stressful than the harvest season, or are they equally as hard?
Well, I think the physical stresses of planting and harvest are both those are both times when farmers are exerting just more energy, longer hours, and those certainly can contribute to the physical stress. But I would venture to say, and the research suggests that mental stress just is fairly persistent because of the constant uncertainty of the industry.
Do you think maybe the right now, since we are going through a drought in certain places of Northeast Mississippi, do you think the scarce water sources in some areas are potentially driving businesses out for farmers?
Yeah, well, it's driving costs up. Let's say, when the input costs, when you are not able to get the irrigation or the readily available sources that they usually access, it certainly drives costs up, and that contributes to stress. When more input costs you've got, the lower your profit margin is on agricultural than on the outputs, and so that's a major source of stress.
And can you just elaborate a little bit more, because on you said earlier the physical and the financial stress. Can you just elaborate a little bit more on that physical stress that these farmers are going through right now?
Right. So there's the long hours, the getting up very early in the morning to put the crops in, or to tend to the crops, and then all throughout the day and into the evening. There's the work of just large equipment operation. Of course, technology is advanced, and folks may drive through an agricultural area and see air conditioned cabs and think, well, farmers have got it made now. But the work is still very, very tough. The cost of that equipment is very high. But back to the physical piece, it's just the injuries that are agriculture is a very injury prone industry, and makes that those physical risks very substantial, and contributes to those adverse health outcomes that we sometimes see among producers. We're concerned as well, of course, about the mental health aspect of farmers. We know from some recent data out of CDC that those that work in the ag industry have the fourth highest rate of suicide among men, and that's part of what got us talking about this, was wanting to help address those mental health stressors that are somewhat precipitated by the physical stressors that are putting the mental health of our producers at risk.
Right. Well, we thank you so much, Doctor, for taking the time out to talk to us about this mental health that is affecting farmers out there.
Well, thank you, and I hope folks will tune in to the work we've done on this. OnTheFarm.life is a great place to turn for more information about the stress that farmers are facing, and solutions to that. So thank you.
Thank you.